Okay, so how long have you been a teacher?
This is my 4th year.
Okay. Where'd you go to college?
I went to Idaho State University, and then I spent 1 semester at a foreign university called ITESO.
Have you taught like in any other high schools?
No, but my first year teaching, I taught English as a second language, and I taught at lots of middle schools and elementary schools.
Why a Spanish teacher?
When I was going to college, I felt like Spanish was something that I excelled at, and I enjoyed it, so.
And why a teacher?
Well, I like people, and I always wanted to. This was an environment that I could see myself staying in for a long time.
What's your favorite part about teaching?
I love the students.
What are some challenges the teachers face, like as a teacher in high school?
The challenges that we face are pay, some issues with parents, defiant students, lack of support from community members.
How do you deal with difficult students that don't want to pay attention in class or something?
Well, typically I ask them, I have a conversation with them one-on-one, and then I try to address their parents about the situation, and then the last step for me is getting administration involved.
How do you communicate with parents of just any of the students, not just the misbehaving ones?
By phone and by email.
What kind of challenges do you think high school students face?
I think that the stage of their development right now, they're learning how to think on a higher level. They are concerned with the perception of them by their peers, which has an influence on their learning. Mm-hmm. I know some of the students are dealing with other personal issues that sometimes teachers don't even know about.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that can get in the way of students learning?
Yes.
What inspired you to become a teacher?
Well, I had 2 really important, more than 2 even, but teachers have always influenced me and touched me personally, and so that's probably the biggest reason.
How do you try and keep students engaged and wanting to learn?
I try to keep the atmosphere light. I try to make it comfortable for them to be in the room. I try to be the most entertaining thing in the room. They pay attention.
Mm-hmm. In your opinion, what can students do in your class to help prepare them for college?
I think definitely coming in and paying attention, putting away other distractions, and stopping other distractions if it's another student. Just taking self-control and trying to focus, taking notes, reviewing your notes, studying.
And then the last question, if you could have any other job, would you stay a teacher or would you try and branch out to something different?
I'm pretty happy where I am. If I could have another job, it would have to involve dealing with people, mm-hmm. the way that I get to know kids here. I'm not sure. It's too difficult.
So I was in your class, and it was my favorite class. I looked forward to that class every day. I really think you're absolutely an amazing teacher. You definitely, taking the phones away and keeping distractions low, you definitely are the most entertaining thing in the room, and it does make me want to pay more attention to you, and I think you have a really good teaching style, so.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Okay, thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
So after talking to Ms. Vanek, I have here a student, my friend Kinsey, who has never had Ms. Vanek in her class, and I'm going to kind of try and talk to her and see if she would ever consider taking Spanish with Ms. Vanek. Kinsey, have you ever thought about taking foreign languages?
Yes.
What kind of foreign language?
My dad took French when he was younger, so I was thinking maybe French, but he said, not to be rude or anything, but there's a lot of Mexicans in Pocatello. It'd be better for me to learn Spanish, that way it's easier for me to communicate with people.
Yeah, and Spanish is a really, really big language in our culture today. There's a large percentage of people in America that speak Spanish, and if you put the ability to speak Spanish on a resume for work, there's a 50% more chance that that company is going to hire you, because they need somebody that can speak a foreign language, because not a lot of people can speak foreign languages anymore. So would you consider taking Spanish?
Yes.
So my favorite Spanish teacher is Miss Vanek. She is the Spanish teacher here at Poki High. I interviewed her a little while ago, and I kind of asked her about her career and her job and what she liked to do. And that was really, really fun for me, because she is my favorite teacher. She's always entertaining, and she tries to keep the students involved. What do you look for in a teacher?
Like what she said, entertaining and keeps the student involved, because in a lot of my classes, I can't talk. If she's willing to jump me into the conversation like my math teacher, Miss Otterstein, was, that'd be great.
Yeah, I personally think Ms. Vanek is really good at even kids who have a harder time learning new topics or certain things that are kind of different from what we learn. She's really, really good at going back over things and making sure that you as an individual understand what she's talking about before she moves on. Do you think that would be a good quality in a class or a teacher?
Yes.
Another thing I wanted to ask you is, would you like to have Miss Vanek not just as a teacher, but as a mentor? Because for me, she has made my freshman year absolutely amazing. I absolutely love her. I think she's an amazing teacher, and I think she gets a lot less credit than she deserves. Have you heard a lot about Miss Vanek?
Mainly from you, but no, not really. I haven't taken Spanish this year. It's down as one of my classes next year in case I don't get the classes that I'm signed up for.
If you get the chance, I would really, really recommend taking Spanish, and if you get Mr. Ralph's, I've never had Mr. Ralph's, but I just think Miss Vanek is a really, really amazing teacher, and I think you'd have a lot of fun in her class, and I really recommend taking her class. She's an amazing teacher. Thank you so much for talking to me. You've really helped, and I hope I have gotten my point across about how good of a teacher Ms. Vanek is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thanks, Kinsey.
Yep.